Yeah, yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed. I had to get my glass for this one because when I'm enjoying that set of music, yes, man. So, folks, without any further ado, help us present and bring on to the Caribbean Celebrity Show the one and only Mr. Carl Gustave. Welcome, my brother. Greetings, greetings,
hey,
greetings. Hey. So nice to have you with us in the house tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Such a great musician. Carl, it's nice to see a familiar face. You know, it's nice to see you after such a long time and to see that you're still doing that great journey. You have some new music, which is primarily why we're so excited. But since we haven't seen in a while, we need to catch up. And for our audience, if you could just tell us a little about yourself, if you could just let us know, Carl Gustave, let us know a little bit about your musical journey to this point.
Carl Gustave, to this point. Well, I've been playing music for a lot of years without telling my age, more than three or 4 decades. And I've started out playing in Los Angeles. My parents, both Lucia, and I moved out here 30 years ago. I was lucky enough to hook up with some good musicians and was accepted for playing quite different music than was going on. When I got here 30 years ago, it was the beginning of all the soca. The soca was really getting kicking right then. You were there doing it. You were there doing it. Yeah. You were there doing it. That was good stuff. Good time. So and I write music, and I'm fortunate enough to have my own recording studio. Now I got it back up. I was down for a couple years. My studio, the Mac went down, and had to get it back, and I was moving, but now I'm settled here in this new spot, which is beautiful.
Wow.
I recorded some of my last stuff, and I record live drums and everything, and it's great. Yeah, I'm really happy, and I have a nice ocean view, and so that's inspiring.
Oh man, you're making me miss home, man. Big up, St. Lucia.
I know you're gonna miss it, but raise a flag, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And I want to introduce you to my co-host, Exodus, who's also St. Lucian. My boyfriend also resides in the UK. So, Mr. X, Carl Gustave.
How you doing, Mr. X?
Nice meeting you, my brother. Maybe you know my voice, but you don't know me by face.
I hear the voice. Yeah.
I'm the one who sing By Gas, popular By Gas in St. Lucia.
Oh yeah, okay. I've heard that one.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, well, we got to keep that music alive. Just keep making it and putting it out. And today is a different world. I don't, I really appreciate the shout out here with you. This whole content making and everything for that's a whole nother ball game besides just recording. which is a
right,
ball game in
right,
itself.
right.
You know?
Yeah.
I know you're very technical. I remember even on seeing you on gigs, you'd have your rack set up, you know, and your equipment and stuff like that. And you know, you've always stood out. You've always been somebody I've admired in terms of your musical, you know, your vibe and bringing something. Not just what we are aware of is the music that you bring is sort of highlighted during the jazz season. But even outside of jazz, you're one of the few musicians that is still keeping that mantle going and still, you know, giving us that variety. And I know it's not your first project. Your previous project that you did, I know again you did the production and stuff. You did all the work in that. Tell us some of the musicians that you've worked with along the line that we could just shout them out and big them up.
Oh,
well.
yeah. Well, St. Lucia has just had some great musicians for me to hook up with when I first got down. And when I first got here, it was Barbara Cadet, you know,
Yes.
that household name.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Yeah. Got to big up Barbara always. And I love her. We're good friends still to this day. And, you know, she had a band going and was getting a band going. And I was lucky enough to get in and she heard me and we hung out and we hit it off. We were good and together. And so we had a band. It was with myself, Barbara, Francis John, aka Basie, who's from, you know, Blue Mango, great bass player and stuff. And at the time, Ian Green on drums, who is Boo's nephew, great drummer. He's in Toronto now. He's in Toronto doing stuff. And who else? And Adam Gilmore at one time.
Big up Adam.
Drums actually in the very beginning. Yeah. Adam actually mixed and mastered those my mixes coming out. We've been working together.
The two new tracks.
The two new tracks. He actually mixed and mastered
I thought that production was done in LA or something. Big up Adam.
No,
Adam
right here in this studio right here.
Listen,
man.
I need you to do me a favor. After the live, I want you to just, if you can, just get me Adam's contact details, because I briefly, when I was in St. Lucia last year, September, for a week, I ran into him just in the marina, and we were meant to meet up again. I didn't get I want to really get his contact details, because he's somebody as well that we want to really, you know, highlight his work.
He's done a lot of music in the Caribbean now. And so, with work with me is a little different style for him that he hasn't really, you know, the bluesy or rock and stuff, you know. But we've been getting along. He likes the studio. He's mixing well with what we got going on here. I'm using a couple different programs, and so it's been a good relationship there. And Rob Zai, even in the beginning. Rob, he was still taking lessons from Barbara.
Way back when.
That's 30 years ago. That's like 30 years ago, you know?
What's the name of the studio?
Oh, man, you know, my studio is just Gus Tune Studios, man. I haven't really named it. It's not a public studio. It's my own thing for me. You know, if I meet somebody, I like what they're doing, you know, we hang, work, I'll bring them in there. But I'm not advertising it in any way like that. No, those days are kind of done. I did that already. Yeah, this is my own little sanctuary.
Yes,
at this stage, you know. So I'm looking to just be getting in the groove. I had it up. I finished building it about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, almost. So it's still new. Getting the vibe of it. But it's closer. My other one was up in Kappa State, you know, it was a little further out. And people were, it's too far. It's too far. So right now, I'm right down here by the marina. So, hanging out.
Okay. When you said the ocean view, I thought you were up Cap. So I said, okay, And
No,
I kind of have an idea.
I still have to see the sea, you know. I still have to see the sea.
So tell us, Carl, your creative process. Where do you get those genius ideas from? How does the music come to you? Or do you find the music?
A lot of different ways, you know. Sometimes I'll sit here with my guitar and just strum out a riff, and then I will, like, because I'm by myself right here, so I use a little drum program that I have here, Easy Drummer or something, and I put something together with that real quick, and I just kind of go with that, or I come up with a hook, or I hear somebody say something that I think is something I should put down, like Rejuvenate, Circulate. The last single, my single that's out now, the first single that I just put out, which is from the compilation of tunes that I'm going to put out at the end of the year. That tune was inspired by a friend of mine named Joe Louis Walker, who is he just passed away. Rest in peace, Joe. A great blues player, and I met him a number of years ago, in the Mystique Blues Festival right here at the Mystique Blues, you know, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we became friends, and we were talking on the phone the other day, and I was in the States before he died, and our last conversation, and he said, well, what are you going to do when you go back to St. Lucia? I said, well, I'm just going to go back there and, you know, rejuvenate a bit so I can go back and circulate some stuff out there again. Yeah. And he goes, man, I like that. He goes, you should make that a song. He goes, that's a good song. Wow. And so I said, so that's how that song came about, you know. Wow. And then sometimes I could be a little sarcastic, you know, so I drop some different things in there, like, are you happy? You can be a little bit of that.
All right.
Are you really happy? Kind of thing, you know. You have it all. Really happy?
True. Very true. Yeah, let's take in a little bit of Rejuvenate, folks. Let's take in this one. You're going to be hearing the great music by Carl Gustave, which is very new. That's some of his very first.
My latest stuff for the newest stuff in a long time, and I'm happy to put it out. I'm happy to put it out from the new studio.
All right, let's check it out, folks. Yeah.
At times I feel a bit worn out, you know. The life's been pushing, tugging, a pulling, shoving. When it starts to strain, before I feel the pain, I just take a breath, find my peace, discover the calm, let my thoughts be freed. Flowers bloom as my soul grows. I'm ready to reclaim my own. With every heartbeat, I elevate to rejuvenate and circulate.
Right.
I need to. I must rejuvenate to circulate. I need to. Rejuvenate to circulate.
Wow. Yeah, man, Carl, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this one. You said you weren't able to hear the audio?
I can't hear the audio.
You can't hear it? Oh, okay. I guess you'd have to be probably doing the actual live to hear it. Yeah, very impressive, man. Wow. And I could, you even give us a little bit of a kind of rap intro, rap kind of flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Life starts pushing and tugging, you know.
Wow. It's a big tune, man. Folks, you need to go check out his website as well. It's
on all platforms.
Gustave.com. Yeah?
It's on all platforms, man.
All platforms as well, okay.
Yeah.
So tell us, you told us about the making of that song. Tell us about the recording process. What was that like?
Okay, well, that tune, once I got the groove going, and then I had I did a little couple keyboard pads and had some little assistance with, you know, some MIDI help, and because I'm not the best keyboard player in the world, you know, and so we touched it up, and I just I had the rhythm down pretty good, and then the music down pretty good, and I was still thinking of my buddy, you know, Rejuvenate, and I was just there, and I came up, I was like, ay. At one point, I just said, ay. And then that's kind of cool, you know, me.